What's going on YouTube? It's Mr. Ferguson here once again. Thank you guys for coming back for another video here in Central North Carolina. We are going to be quick, fast, and to the point for two reasons. Number one, school's having a fall festival and I've got to get up there pretty quick. And number two, we've got rain showers headed from west to east. Going to be here soon, so that's why we're going to be applying another app of the HCU, the Anderson's Humic Coated Urea. So real quick, going to take you guys down here to the shed. We're going to weigh out and show you how to weigh out, how I'm going to weigh out. The color already looks great on my lawn, and it's cut at 3 inches, and as you can see behind me, it looks phenomenal, but we can go a little bit darker, and I want to go ahead and do it so the rain waters it in. So we're going to do probably around half a pound at most, half a pound per 1,000 at most. We may go a little under that. So let's go down to the shed. Let me show you how I'll weigh it out to make sure we're going to disperse it evenly. So please disregard the junky shed. I'm going to bring up the sprayer here in a moment, and we won't need, well, we will need some of this stuff up here, but first thing, you will need a 5-gallon bucket. This is the way I do it. Make sure it's clean as you can get. If you take the strainer out of your backpack sprayer, you may want to put this in so it catches some of the stuff. As you see right there, it'll catch some of the stuff that maybe you don't want in your sprayer. So put the strainer in your flow zone if you have that. So I'll be doing that. So ideally, this is kind of a small scale here. I've mentioned this many times. I bought this like 2.5 years ago. It works fine. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on, and I'm going to put my 5-gallon bucket on this and tare it, which means to add the weight in so that it's equal, right? Because we want a certain amount. Now, without showing you this because we're in a hurry, on the back of my bag here, it tells me exactly how much. And I've got to be careful because last time I looked at dry broadcast instead of spray broadcast, right? So we got to look at the right chart. The right chart is down here. So if I'm going to do, we'll go 0.33 because that's right in between 1/4 pound and half a pound. We'll do 0.33. That means 0.7 pounds of product per 1,000. So that will equal 0.33 of N. It also has the calculations if you want to calculate how much humic per 1,000. We're not worried about that. We're worried about N per 1,000. So 0.33, we need 0.75. All right, so we're going to put our scale right here. We're going to put our bucket on top, and we want to hit the tare button. So now it is 0. We need 6 pounds total to disperse 6 pounds. That's going to give us 0.33%. It's not a lot because it's 4400, right? So we want roughly, now if we go a little higher than 6 pounds, we'll have a little more in. If we go less, we'll have a little less, right? I want to try and calculate with my little scale here around 6 pounds. So let's do that. Also, make sure your scale is in pounds, not ounces. That can also be a mistake. So I'm looking a rough guesstimate here. Doesn't have to be perfect. You want to get somewhere around 6. And I think I'm close. Let's even this out. Let's put it back. So we're only at 2.9 pounds right there. So we got to go a lot more. This is what happens when you get in a hurry. Wow, covered my scale, covered the ground. Accidents happen, man, accidents happen. So this is what happens when you get in a hurry, or if you're just on the edge of a shed trying to film, and I shouldn't have done that. So now I've got all of this money and product right here. Dumped a lot of it down here, which is just gone. HCU, baby, HCU. So let's get what we need. Let's measure it out. Let's not freak out. Accidents happen. Still, it's only 4, so hey, watch this. So that's around 6.7. So we've got what we need now for our spray. But now I've got all of this, and so we need a second bucket. So now I'm going to have to get all of this. All of this down here is just going to be, well, Well, it'll burn all the weeds up. I guess that'll be good, but I'm going to try to get this into the bag somehow, so I'll do that, and hopefully we'll be right back. But hey, I'm a DIYer, right? Never had this happen before, but I'm just going to use my GCI 64-ounce cup, and hopefully we'll be able to fix this. So welcome to my daughter's bathrooms, where now we want to add hot water into this. So the hot water helps the soluble to break up this urea even faster. You can do it with cold water, but I have absolutely noticed that when we take our bucket, we bring it in here to something like this, we just turn on the hot water. We don't want to fill the 5-gallon bucket up. We just want to get it enough to where we can mix this and dissolve it. And then we're going to transfer it from the 5-gallon bucket to the backpack sprayer. Now, I tried doing it the other way. This seems to be easier because when we try to pour this into the backpack sprayer with the warm water, it takes a lot, it spills, you can have more problems like what I just had to clean up. So we're just gonna do that real fast and hopefully you can see a little bit of it. All right, guys, so we got the hot water in, and now you want to make sure you have something to stir it up, and clearly this paint stir with the drill is the best way. Now we want to dissolve that the best we can and then transfer it from here into our backpack sprayer with the strainer in the top of our backpack sprayer. So now the goal is to, as quickly and effectively, a funnel is probably best, but we want to get this into there. So let me set you guys back up and let me successfully not pour it all over my driveway or my patio, and let's get it in there and spray it on the grass. So now, if you've got a funnel or any type, this is where you would want to use it, but I've got the strainer in case anything that came off of the ground. So now I'm putting it in my backpack sprayer via strainer with 1 gallon of water, and then we'll add water after this. And it's just flowing right in there. There's no solids. If you got any solids, it'll catch up top. Whew. You just want to be kind of careful. I'm not setting this bucket on anymore. And again, maybe you don't want to deal with this process. You'd rather just throw it on the ground with the Scotch spreader. Completely understand. It is kind of a headache, but man, this stuff to me is worth going through this process, but it is a lot. Filming it, it's annoying. When I'm not filming, it's not as bad.
Why does it look like that in the bottom?
So in the bottom, here you go, as my daughter was saying, you can see here's all the little areas that have all the urea that is not dissolved. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix this up and then dump that in there, and we'll come back and we'll be finished. But urea, beautiful stuff. All right, so we've got it all in there, but you see with this is why you want your strainer, and we've almost got enough water. Oh, we just need to add a little bit of water, but this is the other urea that's not fully dissolved. So, and it even caught a leaf. We had a leaf in there. We don't want that being sucked up. So you're gonna put this back in there. Just simply grab your hose, and we just don't want to overfill, right? But we want to lightly add water, and these little pellets will eventually just kind of melt away like ice and dissolve back in there. And there's a little humic up here, and there you go. They're actually gone now. If you can't see that, they've already just kind of melted away or dissolved away. And so now we can remove our strainer. We're done with that. They're all gone. As you see, they're gone. Put that to the side, and now we just want to fill up our backpack sprayer with remainder with water. And I fill up all the way to the top because I'm doing technically 8,200 square feet. I'm stretching this out with an extra 200 yards, or let's see, square feet actually. So now once you get it full, like I'm about to do here, and you may not need to fill yours all the way up. Again, I do to stretch it as much as I can to do it in my yard. So we went with 6.7 pounds. So we went a little bigger. We went closer to like 0.4 pounds of N per thousand. So now that we're up here, I like to just take your drill, take your paint stir one more time, and go to the bottom of your sprayer and just double check, that everything got zapped up. And the only thing in here is humic acid and nitrogen, or it's the urea. That's it. We didn't add any biostimulants or anything like that. This is just a fertilizer spray. So as we mix it up, we just make sure everything is good. And now it's just a matter of spraying. So it's a lot more difficult dragging a camera around and showing you guys this, but but that's it. And so now it's just a matter, I'm not doing the trim nozzle. And whatever you do, don't forget to tighten your top and all that good stuff, because we do not want this to spill anywhere. I take this and just kind of spray off my drill bit. Make sure you clean your bucket. And we want to make sure we tighten and wipe off around your backpack sprayer here. But there you go. With that said, guys, I hope that was we spilled urea all over the front of my shed. I'll be upset about that later, more so than on camera. Accidents happen. Trying to film, I've told you guys I would rather not film, but it looks like the rain's headed this way, so we're loaded up. I'm going to evenly distribute this throughout the lawn, and then I got my family waiting to go up to the school. So I wanted to be sure and film this for you. Check the spray rate, not the dry rate. Some of you, as I said, may say, man, this is way easier to do it with a broadcast spreader, Mr. Ferguson. That's the way I'm going. And you see, I've got on my gloves, it's a little white, got some urea on here. And that's the way you may want to go. I prefer the spray method, although today, spilling it and doing the transfer, it's not fun all the time. And maybe we will try the spreader next time, but let me know what your thoughts are below. Let me know if you like doing this, if you've done it. Well, hello YouTube. We're back here the next day. We did spray this. I had a very patient family waiting on me to, as I mentioned yesterday, quickly, how long is this going to take, Dad? How long is it going to take? The thing ends at 5:30. Come on. So that's why we spilt fertilizer, getting into a rush, trying to film it. I was like, I don't want to do this, but I got to catch it before the rain. And then it turned out we didn't even really get a lot of rain yesterday. We might got just enough to maybe water it in. We'll find out the next rain, but the color is not a lot different because we didn't put a ton down. We went, what did I say yesterday, about 0.3 pounds. So that's spoon feeding. Spoon feeding is not doing a half a pound every week. That's mouthfuls. We're spoon feeding. We're going a little bit of nitrogen, we just want to constantly spray. Now, if you're like, man, what you did yesterday, Mr. Ferguson, I have no desire to do. That's what we said. You can do it dry, or you can do one mammoth, 1 pound of nitrogen per N and make that last for a good while. Remember, urea quickly gets uptake by the plant and is used. Some of these slow release formulas, it's not immediately uptake. That's what Pete was just talking about in a video I was watching. His 2000 has different forms of nitrogen, and there's different forms out there. Some is slow release into your grass, some is instant release. The urea is instant. That's why it's like difference. You want to be careful in your application, because if you do miss a whole gap in your yard, you're going to have green and you're going to have lighter green, and that's where it can come into play. So I'm going to mow this, and I've been waiting on the dew to kind of get off. It's like midday on Saturday, so maybe we'll finish this off with some drone pictures or something. But my yard is coming alive. I highly recommend the urea. I've been talking about it for a while. If you're interested, we'll have that link below to check it out. The only place I've been able to find it is domyown.com, and they'll ship it right to your house. You don't have to get humid coated urea. You can get just straight up urea off Amazon. We'll link that, which may be even cheaper. I don't know, because I'm not sitting at the computer right now, but it's coming alive, guys, and this will be good for the new seed we planted over here and the new seed for the ornamic spots up front. So we'll show you what the post mow looks like. I'm going to do the diagonal and try to checker pattern this a little bit, but God bless you. We're looking good. We're growing. We're going to cut it again at 3 inches. There's the wind. All is here. God bless you guys. We'll see you Wednesday.